This is a good one. What will be the good consequences of Cardano in Africa? So, Cardano in Africa, really what that's all about is this concept of people being self sovereign and being in control of their own economic identity. I'm not a big fan of regressive policies like capital controls or the government having unilateral authority over the information that goes to its people, or making arbitrary decisions about who gets to make money and who doesn't get to make money. These are leftover policies of totalitarianism and dictatorships and communism from the 20th century. And they are, of course, pervasive in Eastern Europe and places in Africa, in Asia, and fortunately, even in the United States, people try to install this in certain places. And it can even be in your county. I live in Boulder County. Getting building permits for my own farm there is at times Kafka-esque. Takes 2 years to build anything. 2 years on a farm, right at the edge of the county, in the middle of nowhere. Why? I don't know. Just is what it is. Bureaucracy for the sake of bureaucracy. Even when you're trying to do things they want you to do, like, for example, build a solar system. I'm putting a 250 kilowatt solar array in. I thought we're all supposed to be environmentally friendly and anti-global warming and sustainable, right? So you figure that should be a relatively straightforward process. When a commercial installer who's installed megawatts and has a good rapport applies for it, no, it's going to take 9 months to clear the bureaucracy just for that, even when there's a state mandate to make it fast. So the point is that bad governments can destroy people's lives. They can either annoy them and be inconveniences all the way up to destroying your ability to do business with people. The reason why we are so keen on cryptocurrencies in Africa is it's a foundational thing. Once you've given people identity, then you can open up the prospect of reputation, trade, credit. You can then add in payment systems. You can then link that identity to property, and you can represent value and property in very fundamentally different ways than they had been represented before, which are fraud-free, which are immutable, which are time-stamped, and those records are global. So even if they're inconvenient to the regime that happens to be in power. So that's why we care so much about it. And it will take years to decades to see these systems roll out, but they are demanded. And what does that mean? Once they're out, it means I can send money to anyone in Africa for free or near free. It means that when they get that money, they will have the same level of protection and surety that I have when I put my money in a bank like Goldman Sachs or Chase or Wells Fargo or whatever, but they don't have to worry about it being stolen from them. It means if they have to flee, they can take their money, their property with them. It means that their credentials are verifiable. It means that I can enter into contracts with them as if they're my next door neighbor, even though they're 10,000 miles away. And it means that when they want to raise capital for an education, to build a business, to buy some infrastructure, to better themselves, the life around them, they have access to credit. And it means that when they want to protect those things with an insurance policy, there's always one available at a reasonable price. We take these things for granted living in the developed world, but they're not a given for the bottom 3 billion in the world who are underbanked or unbanked. What we have within our hands is a superpower, just like Norman Borlaug had a superpower being able to teach people how to grow crops correctly and use fertilizer correctly. And what that functionally meant was that he could save 1 billion lives. And by propagating this technology throughout Africa, I believe over the next 50 years, we can too. And not only save them, but make all of their lives significantly better. And by the way, it's not a savior complex. It's just good economic sense. You go where the puck is going to be, not where it is. And you say, where is the world going to have the highest amount of economic growth and the greatest amount of new billionaires over the next 30 years? It's not China. That was the last 30 years. It's not America. That was the 30 years before that. It's Africa. That's where all the economic growth is going to happen. And that's where the best and newest systems will be put into place. We're talking to a major telco right now about some things in the cryptocurrency space. And because they're new to the game, they have the most advanced network and they have the least legacy issues. It's when you have the opportunity to have a clean slate, it means that you often can generate a lot of hindsight wisdom and you can have the best infrastructure. And if you have the best wisdom and the best infrastructure, the youngest people who are the hungriest, and they have access to the same playing field and information, they win. And if you're along with them when they win, you become the world's richest man. Just that simple. So I think it's the best economic opportunity, and I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot more fun, even though the tendering processes and other things sometimes take a long, long time, and there's lots of checks and balances. Who cares? You deal with it. In Crimea River, it's a life experience that's once in a lifetime. Go do it and go have fun with it.